Figure subscription service number 8 from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club has arrived. Today, we are looking at the figure with quite possibly the best artwork of all of them. Who is it? Well, you might know. It's Payload. Here we have Payload. And we are just going to take a very brief second or two to admire this lovely artwork. Is this not one of the best artworks you have seen on a G.I. Joe package in I don't know how long? It's not just the figure here, drawn, the character drawn. It's the whole thing. You see him in space. You see him in his environment. How cool is that? That is something we rarely got to see on a vintage G.I. Joe. Even a modern figure. They were all, as much as we liked them, they were all on the explosion back art. But this adds a whole new level of what G.I. Joe is. The file cards on the back created the story, or helped create the story. The comic books built and expanded on that story. And yeah, we had characters drawn, but on the package itself, he's in his environment, and I just find that amazing. This is by far one of the best pieces of art in the G.I. Joe world. Well, okay, I take that back. On an action figure package, we'll go there. Oh, the figure variety, not the vehicles. But anyway, I'm absolutely amazed, and I love this art. All right, so now that I've talked about that for way too long, here we have Payload. He's got the figure, we've got the amazing art. He's on the vintage logo and a vintage Hasbro logo in the bottom left corner. This is Payload, the Defiant Shuttle Pilot. And I can't stop looking at this, so I got to turn this thing around real fast. Here we have on the back a portion, only a small portion. It's very sad that it's a small portion of the art. We have the file card, and we have on the side G.I. Joe Club Exclusive 8, which represents Figure Subscription Service number 8, the final figure subscription service from the G.I. Joe Club. This was, or is, release number 9. All right, so like all figures, I will read you the file card. The Defiant Shuttle Pilot, codename Payload. His file name is Mark Morgan Jr. I will take that to read. Primary military specialty is an astronaut. Secondary military specialty is fixed-wing pilot. He was born in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and he has a grade of 06. Payload grew up watching the early space shots blasting off through the Florida sky. He stared through the hurricane fence and rode that flaming booster in his dreams. But unlike others, he worked on making that dream a reality by joining the U.S. Air Force. He flew F-4 Phantoms over Southeast Asia for 3 tours, just paying his dues, and upon his return stateside, signed up for the astronaut training program. His first open slot was a space shuttle pilot for the G.I. Joe team. Here's a guy who has spent most of his waking hours working on getting himself into space. Sometimes, when he's executing a complicated maneuver in freefall or cutting in his boosters, he seems to be chanting softly under his breath. If you turn up the volume on the ship-to-ship channel and listen very carefully, you can hear him quite clearly. Vroom, vroom. He has a saying, outer space is my place. How cool is that? That's a really cool file card. Vroom, vroom. There's a childlike quality to an adult job. Just, enjoying your job so much. I know that this is a fictional file card, but I have to point out, sometimes you forget this part right here. It's the playing. Sometimes we all forget that. We need to remember that. This is it's amazing. Not only is this an inspiring piece of artwork, but the file card is also pretty inspiring. I have to admit, I never had version 1 Payload. I never had the original file card, so I don't know. This may be a complete exact copy. And if that's the case, I'm pretty sure Larry Hama is the one who wrote that one. And maybe this is just mostly an updated version. But still, whether it's version 1 or version, I think this is 6, officially 6. The point is still the same. Payload is apparently got one of the most inspirational G.I. Joes we have. All right, well, I'll quit it now. So let's get this figure open because we want to take a look at this figure. It's actually a really neat looking figure. So I will be right back. All right, the payload has landed. Yeah, bad joke. All right, so let's get him out of this package. Now, I'm not going to be silly and I'm not going to be ignorant sounding here. Actually, wait a minute. Pause. Let's look. Ooh. Ah. Okay, I'm done. So I'm not going to be totally ignorant here. I've heard rumors, and I've seen some rumors, that all these accessories are very difficult to, 1, put on him, and 2, keep on him. So, we'll see how I can do here. In the back, we've got the figure stand that says Payload. I'll set that there. There we go. The first problem. No, I'm kidding. Let's figure out how to get this stuff out here real quick, then we'll talk about it. Well, yep, he wants out. So, as I mentioned, this is a mod. Well, I'll talk while I'm doing this. This is a modern update to the version 1 Payload figure from 1987. There was another one that came out recolored, but this is a redo of that original version 1. Alright, this will be loads of fun because I don't know if these go together in a certain order. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I may need to, I wasn't paying that close of attention. And, well, you know what, we'll get back to this in a moment here. So, Payload actually first appeared in issue 64 of the Marvel Comics G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero series. And he's made up of a couple different pieces. I'm going to take his helmet off here. Maybe. I'm going to try. It's crinkly. It's not glued, is it? Shouldn't be. Ah, be a man. Rip that helmet off. We'll take this part off. And there he is, the man himself, with a rather long-looking neck. Payload. So, we'll start from the bottom and work our way towards the top. So, the feet down here are from Destro version 26, released in 2010. Now, the rest of the figure, legs, the arms, and this area, the chest, torso, waist area, might be slightly confusing. These parts were released in 2013. And while I know a lot of people say, hey, this is the Data Viper essentially recolored. Well, yes and no. In 2013, this mold was used 3 times. Once for Data Viper, version 1, by the way. Once again for Airborne, version 4. And for Lift Ticket, version 3. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics about which one was actually out earlier in the year, because they all came out that year. So this figure mold has had a very busy life, a long life, because it's been used multiple times since then. The Skydive from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club Sky Patrol figure used it, and Clean Sweep used part of it, and there's just been multiple figures. This has been a very used mold. So, the head. Alrighty. I know I've heard a lot of people say, hey, this looks like a Footloose head. Well, I couldn't place this head. I've looked and looked and looked. It's not Rampage. It's not Footloose. It's not Clean Sweep, and it wasn't Claymore. I found this head, and this head belongs to Leoric, version 1 in 2017. He is a visionary and was released with that Revolutions set at the SDCC. And it took me a while, but I found it, and that's who the head belongs to is Leoric. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, you can try and type a comment to correct me, but it is typing after all. Alright, well, we got the stuff off. Let's do his range of motion real fast. So his head rotates all the way around. And, yep, his head bounces back and forth. His arms rotate all the way around. And if I lift them straight up, he can do that. And if we rotate them around, he can do that. So pretty close. His elbows also rotate all the way around, and they bend back and forth. And actually, they don't bend back much further. They're pretty straight. They don't do this hyperextension thing. The wrists rotate all the way around, and as most of these figures, the right hand does this rocker motion. Kinda, sorta. And the left hand does this. Like that. Oh, no. Oh, look at this. They changed it on me. They both do this. Oh, isn't that cool? Yep, cool, okay. That's a different change. His torso rotates all the way around. And his torso rocks back and forth about so much. If he jumps out of his space plane, unfortunately, that's about as far as he goes. And if he wants to sit on the moon lander, I don't know. I made that one. I can't figure that one out. He can sit about like so. And we can rotate his tippy toes down that far and bend the tippy toes up that far, and they do in fact rotate all the way around. He has the standard double jointed knees, which work very well. Why am I doing that now before talking about the accessories? Well, I fear that once I'm trying to put these accessories on, I won't be able to do a whole lot of range of motion. And I will just say this right off the top of my head here, that with these accessories on, and the likelihood that they fall off so easily, you probably don't want to move him around too much. So, what does he have with him? Well, let's plop him here on his figure stand real quick so we can admire him in the background as we're looking at his gear. So we got a helmet. This helmet is the only accessory that doesn't go with all these others. This was released, and it may have been released prior to this, but I found this on the Collectors Club Skydive figure, and it probably has been used before then, but I found it there and I didn't look back any further. So, the rest of this stuff came with the Data Viper. In fact, not all of it. Well, not all of it, but I mean, the Data Viper, yeah, the stuff is already falling apart right now. We'll see. I've heard rumors that some people have even glued these things together. So, but all this stuff came with the Data Viper, and the Data Viper actually had more stuff. How in the world could they have put out something like this that falls apart so easily and justify the fact that it came out? No, justify that this was acceptable, actually. I'm pretty surprised. This is pretty soft rubber. This is essentially the whole thing that goes like right on top of this guy. Boom, like so. So that's like the easiest part right there. It's like his jetpack area. Maybe we should dress him as we talk about the accessories. So we'll put the helmet on. Yeah, maybe. Takes a strong man to take the helmet off, and a strong man to... Yeah, that's going to be rubbing something. So if you take this on and off too much, I have a feeling you're going to be having some paint disappear on that head there. Now, these things. I don't fully understand what these things are. Well, okay, I kind of do. This is the controllers. They go on the hand, like so. And there's the pipe that communicates there. And this is, I don't know what that is. It's just another piece. So I'm probably going to be putting this on. Oh, maybe I've got that turned around. You know what? We may have to just leave it at that. We may have to go with the fact that I'm not putting these things on. So, Oh. We have... Oh yeah, that's a bad way of going about. Okay, I figured this out now. I think. Let's yeah, this is the correct one. Yeah, wow, that's a pretty bad design that they have this hook here in such a way that this falls right off. Nope, that's not correct. Nope, that wasn't correct. Maybe it is this one here. Because the pipe has to go between the two. Yeah, this is, wow, this is pretty amazing. This is just like zero quality control on this one. Like, nobody checked this one out. I can see why some people have chosen. Yep, okay, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see if we can put this stuff on him. So essentially what these are, oh, I guess you slide the hands through it. I may be lucky to get my roundabout shot from this guy. I'll get all the stuff on barely, and then it's all going to fall off halfway through the round. That'd be hilarious, actually. That would be kind of funny. Yeah, we're not going to do this on camera. This will take way too long. So, his pieces are really just, they drop. Oh, man. So, what I can figure this to be is this. This is the controller. Like, the arm goes in here, holds onto the handle. Then there's this piece that's a gun, a booster, a something, I don't know what. Then you got this piece that actually sends the information, the whatever, back in. Wow, yeah, I can't even put all the stuff on. I've never glued anything in G.I. Joe in my life. This, unfortunately, may have to be the first. Oh, there we go. So it kind of is like this thing. Maybe it goes like that. I'll have to actually look it up to see if it goes that way or if it goes that way. But these will hook on the arm one way or the other. And he holds on and he does whatever. So there we go. We've got Payload. I'm not going to attempt to put these on the video. Although, I did do pretty good there, didn't I? I put them together. I'm not putting them on him. At least I'm not planning on it. There, we got another one put together. Check that out. I think they go this way. I think they go that way with the slope going that way. I don't know. Anyway, here's Payload. That's what we're going it's what we're going to get of this guy. Because even these things, if we're not careful, they seem to fall right off. Like I said, maybe I didn't say it, but I never had the Data Viper, so if I said that, sorry. But so this figure accessory stuff is brand new to me. So this is kind of cool that they move around and do stuff. Yeah. So, alrighty. Are you ready to try the spin around? We're going to see if all this stuff stays on him while he rotates. Could just be in space. Maybe that's the point. Maybe this stuff doesn't have to be strong because he's in space. So I'll just, anyway. All right, let's spin him around. Thank you for stopping by. If you want to drop me a line, please do so in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to be notified of future videos, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon next to it. I will see you next time.